Have you ever been playing Minecraft and something just feels off? Maybe the world's too quiet. Maybe you feel like you're not alone. Like something's watching you. This is one of those stories. The most unexplainable thing I've ever seen in Minecraft. And the scary part is, it was real. A few months after I uploaded my Herobrine video, something happened that was far worse than anything I'd ever seen in the game. It didn't happen in a horror map or a cursed seed. It happened on a completely normal modded server that I play on with a friend. That night, he logged off to eat some dinner and left me alone underground. I was just mining, grabbing some iron, collecting ores, doing the same routine I'd done 100 times. Nothing unusual, nothing creepy. And then, with no warning at all, I got kicked from the server. No lag, no stutter, just gone. When I logged back in, everything looked normal at first. I was standing exactly where I left off, but something felt wrong. The cave felt darker, quieter, like the air had shifted. I decided to head back to the surface, just to get out of the cave for a minute, and that's when I saw it. Just a few blocks ahead of me, standing perfectly still, was me. For a second, it didn't move. It just stood there, completely motionless, like a frozen player model. And that's when my brain started scrambling for explanations. Lag, desync, maybe the server didn't register my logout. Something normal. Something safe. But something about it felt wrong. It wasn't copying my movements. It wasn't rubber banding. It wasn't glitching. It was just there, like its own player. I switched to third person to get a screenshot. I took a few, but because I used Windows snipping tool, they overrode each other. Only the last one saved, and of course, it's the one that proves nothing. I hadn't moved, and I was still trying to understand what I was looking at when it moved. It walked forward. It didn't turn towards me, and it didn't react to me. It just walked forward, and then it paused, almost like it was thinking. And then it walked straight in a completely different direction. And it ignored the safe staircase that I had built, the path I always used. Instead, it walked right past it and kept going towards the drop. When it hit the ground, it didn't stop. There was no hesitation, no confusion, no pathfinding. It just kept walking. Not towards me, not towards safety, straight towards the lava pool at the bottom of the cave. At this point, I panicked. I didn't know if it was about to burn, or vanish, or trigger something, so I ran down and hit it, trying to stop it. But it didn't stop, so I hit it again, and again. And this time, it died. And when it died, it dropped everything I had on me. A perfect copy of my inventory. Every tool, every ore, every stack, scattered across the cave floor. And that's when my stomach dropped, because this wasn't a replay, and it definitely wasn't me. I rushed back up to my house, just trying to breathe for a second. I dumped everything into a chest and walked over to my bed, and froze. Because standing there, a single block from my doorway, was the clone. Not burned, not dead, not respawned in the cave. Just there, in my base. It had respawned at my bed, just like I would, and walked from there to my door. I trapped it immediately, covering it in blocks. My hands were shaking, because if this thing was copying me, it shouldn't have been able to move on its own. And if it wasn't copying me, then what was it? I wanted to test something, so I went all the way back to the spot where I killed it, just to see if it would return. I hid behind a wall. I waited. And I even called my friend during his dinner just to have someone else hear what I was seeing. And then, the clone disappeared. A chat message popped up with one line. Spelunker16 has left the game. Except, no other player had joined. No one else had been in the tab list. No name, no skin, nothing. And that was it. That was the entire encounter. It never came back. It never spawned in another world. I never saw anything like it again. But for those few minutes, something else was in my game. Something that moved with intention. Something that acted like a player, without a player behind it. Nothing like this lines up with anything normal in Minecraft. Something wore my skin, used my name, copied my inventory, and respawned at my bed like a real player. A hacker wouldn't do that. A hacker wouldn't spawn at my bed or copy my exact inventory or walk directly into lava. A hacker wouldn't leave the server without griefing or destroying. Perhaps it was a replay glitch, except Minecraft 1.7 didn't even have anything like that. Maybe a movement echo. Those don't spawn at beds or choose paths you never took. A lag ghost? The server ran flawlessly, and lag ghosts only mirror what you already did. They don't walk independently. I even reached out to the mod community for the mods we were using, and they thought I was making it up. They had never heard of or seen anything like this. But this thing didn't mirror me. It didn't glitch. It didn't behave like a bug. It just acted like a separate player, who just happened to look exactly like me. The Minecraft worlds are massive. Millions of chunks players never load, and that the game never forgets. If a world can store data about everything you've ever done, maybe sometimes it stores a little too much. Maybe sometimes it doesn't just recreate your actions. Maybe it recreates you. A shadow made out of leftover data. A memory with legs. I don't know what I saw that night. I can't explain it. All I know is that for a few minutes, I wasn't alone in that world. So if you ever feel like something is watching you in Minecraft, don't ignore it. Because sometimes the game remembers.